Right now, while we're waiting for the paint to dry in the cellar, I thought I might as well do something else. And I thought we'll have a little quick chit chat about the bits you put into impact and how important they actually are for those bits that you put in, and the bits you use to hold the bits that you put into impacts. And some of you might wonder exactly what is an impact. An impact originally was a device for putting screws in. What they have inside them, and this are the first two that I ever bought. I bought this one first, the Stanley Fatmax, which is 10 volts, and then after that I very quickly bought the Above, which is 18 volts. They're both rated at 105 newtons of torque, and in case you're wondering, the newer Bauer that's out is actually rated at 120. So however, for a reason, because it is a little bit underpowered. You would think, looking at them, that the 18 volt would have a lot more power than this one, even though they're rated at the same newton meters of torque, which is 105 newton meters of torque. In actual fact, the difference is in the hitting of them, how they hit. This hits a lot more times than this one. This is a big hitter, it hits hard. Advantages to disadvantages are, this one will put in a bigger screw a bit quicker than this one will. Disadvantages are when you're down at, say, a 50mm screw. This is a 4x50. If it was a 5x50, which is this one here, this is a 5x50 here. The difference is the Bauer has a bit more control, because it's just more or less tapping them a little bit slower as it's going round. Whereas this, he's hitting them harder and he's knocking them. So for the last bit, when you try to finish off with the Stanley, what it does is it kind of overshoots at times, so you've got to start playing with it. Whereas the Bauer just more or less puts it straight where you want it, and has a lot more control. But power wise, this has more power, but this has more control. Strange. But anyway, how do they actually work? Well, inside, we'll just use the Bauer because the Stanley doesn't have to stand up, and we'll get rid of that in these impacts when I get out there. Right, inside here, there is, it's driven off the motor along to inside here, and when it starts going under strain, there's a little hammer, or two hammers inside that also it catches, and it starts going round, and then it starts hitting them as they go around. Not quite sure how they slip it out and all the rest of it, but that's the idea behind it. And I said they were hammers. You could call them anvils, and I have heard them called anvils as well. So if you think of an air gun, when you're walking past a garage and the man's taking wheel nuts off a car, and you hear that sound, the rat-tat-tat-tat-tat, that's basically the same principle as this, except this is electric driven rather than air driven. Anyway, we'll get these off the table and we'll get on with the bits that you put into it. And because they have got a hammer action in them, of course, it means the bits that we put into them, if they're not impact rated, break or wear out very quickly. So when we found this out, because we wondered why some of our bits were disintegrating, breaking, wearing out very quickly, and breaking the screw heads themselves, we thought, what's going on here? And then of course we investigated into it, and of course we turned out that impacts like using impact rated bits. So we'll start off with the cheaper end where we started at. We started at the Bauer end. They were cheap and they were cheerful. They come in a little box like this. You get the bit holder with it. It's not a very good impact rated bit, although it is. This smart Alec person here decided, because this bit here was a bit stiff, right, it's a bit notchy, decided to spray it with WD-40. Then my son was trying to put a bracket bolt on top of a wall going downhill, got his drilling wrong, didn't drill the hole deep enough, and was trying to get it in. And of course I came along and thought, what are you doing? So then I had a shot with it, and I'm at it as well, and the next thing we knew, the black bit here had actually slipped forward, and then later on we couldn't get the bit out, it had stuck in. So what I had to do was get a socket, put it on top of the socket, and tap it back. Well, it's been fine since and it still works, but unfortunately as far as I was concerned, we just stopped using it. This is actually a brand new set. The other sets we had, they've gone now, we've managed to destroy them. Again here, the problem was with Bauer is we started to upgrade the impacts. We did find that these weren't quite taking the same amount of stick. and they were breaking on us. And you do get a rather wide range on this. You get all your PZ range, you get all your PH range, you get star drive on it as well, and you get 1 or 2 square drives. Not that we really use square drives in this country, so I won't worry about it. And you get some flat bits too, little slot heads. Ooh, how handy is that? Not very. Anyway, enough. Right, that's the Bauer. They are at Screwfix £9, and they are basically exclusive to Screwfix. You can't get a Bauer anywhere else. Well, not unless somebody's bought a bulk load off them cheap and stuck them on the internet, on the Amazonian channel. And of course, one more thing that Impacts do, they take socket heads, these ones, little adapters. This is a brand new set, as you can tell. I can't get it out. Get out, right? And they very casually just fit in the end like this. Fit your socket on the end and off you go. But they're not really designed for that. They're designed more for putting screws in. So I'd be careful. And the golden rule is, with Impacts, I like to see them, you get a couple of little bits here for putting nuts in, if you like. I think, what is it, it's a 10, an 8 and a 6, right? And you get your main sizes for your sockets there as well. And again, this is valued at about £9 as well. So, I mean, they're very good. But, as I said, to be honest with you, Impacts aren't really designed for taking sockets, for putting nuts in and out, although they will do it. The golden rule is with them is, if it's not turning, stop what you're doing, because what you'll end up doing is you will eventually end up breaking something. That is the golden rule. If the impact stops turning and it's still banging away, something's going to break, trust me. Right, so then after that we move to the Bosch, which is a bit of a failure, although Bosch now do impact rated bits. Very similar this to the Erbauer. The bit here, my son actually still uses his set. He actually has his own set, and he still uses them. They're a bit worn, but he says they're still going, although he doesn't really use them as much as me, as one of my other sons. Again, you get the TX range. You also get the security bits. That's why I have it, for the security bits. You get the TX range in both ways actually on this one. You get them with the security and standard. You get some hexagon head bits up to, is that 6mm, is it? Yeah, it's up to 6mm. Starts with 4, 5 and 6, yeah. So you get a few. No, so you get a 3 on that. And of course you get your PZ and your PH range on them as well. They are valued at about 12, I think, at a Screwfix. Online you might be able to pick them up for 10, and that's the key to it, getting them. So anyway, after a next few, I'll say about another year, we ended up getting better impacts and all the rest of it, and we thought, right, fine, let's upgrade. So we ended up at DeWalt, and we just really stayed there because they were actually working. DeWalt's come in many shapes and forms on their sets, and you have to be very careful on which one you get. For me, this is one of the best ones you can get. Again, it gives you your whole PZ range on this and your PH range, because there is 2 different size types, PH and PZ. With impacts, if it's a PZ head on it, use a PZ bit. The way they work is they like having a nice tight fit on top. If you use a PH and a PZ head, what will happen is it'll cause wear. Chances are the bits will snap on you or they'll come off, and then you will damage them when that happens, and I'll explain more about that in a minute or two. And of course the bit you get with it, it is impact ready. So all in all, oh, you got a flat bit, I never noticed that one before. All in all, that's a good set. Now this at Screwfix is £17 at the moment, but I picked this up on Amazon for 12. You've got to shop around. Don't rest on your laurels and think, oh, that'll do. You can shop around and you will get them cheaper, right? This, as I said, this has been one of our favourite sets for a while, you see. But we're moving on to different things now, you see, because the impacts we're getting have got a little bit more power, so we're moving on. But as I said, that's a good bit, that. It's never let us down. We've never damaged one of them in times we've been using them. I'll get around to some other bits. So I'm going to put this one away, show you the socket one that we got. I'll put that one back in there. Right. And I bought this one just as something to do. It was cheap at the time. I think it was about £11, and I thought, well, at that price I might as well try it. It's not impact rated, but it's A2, and I forgot to mention this, it's A2 steel, which means it is impact rated. But the point is with this type of steel, impacts will damage them. I'll show a bit more on this. But what you've got to do is, you've got to use an impact rated bit that goes in. There was one in the last DeWalt that I showed you, and this is impact rated because it's got the torsion bar on it. So that's to say, on paper, if you're using A2 steel in an impact rated bit, you should be actually quite fine. You should be able to get away with this. Whether you can or you can't, I don't know. But as I said, my son, he's happy at the moment. He's still using them, and his set's still going, the Bosch set that he had. So fine, I mean, fair enough. I'll get around to showing off more of them in a little while. And as I said, with this one, you get this dinky little ratchet. You do get a bit in there. Whether that bit's impact rated or not, I don't know, and I'm not going to answer that one. It doesn't look like it is, but, well, who knows. And you get this dinky little ratchet. Let's face it, it is a dinky little ratchet. Is it any good? I don't know. I've never really used it, to be honest with you. In fact, I've never really used this set, period, to be honest with you. It just goes into the emergency toolbox for a reason, in case we need some little sockets to do a job. You go for 13, 11, 10, and you go down, so that'll be 8, 7 and 6. So I suppose you get your star drives, you get a few PH and a few PZs, and that's about it really that you get with it. You get a lot. They're nice cases, but a bit of pain to open. Anyway, we'll get rid of that one too, because I don't need that one floating around for a minute. Get rid of that. Right. Oh, other little sets for DeWalt that we tried. We tried this one. It was alright, but we found it a bit fiddly, because with this set comes with this size of impact ready bit. This is impact ready, and I'll show you how these work later, right? And it came with an extra long one. We've never used the extra long one. In fact, we very rarely use these, to be honest with you, although we should. They're very good to use, and I'll show you why. Right? And here comes the main disaster. Screwfix do 2 sets of these. They do, isn't got one here? Yes I have. Right, 2 pieces here that look the same, you would say. I'm the last to tell you, no they're not. This isn't impact rated, and I know that for a fact because I've took 2 of these out by myself. I've broke 2 of these. One I might have been able to fix, but I lost a bit off the inside anyway, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, I've still got a few of these lying about, but that is not impact rated. This is impact rated. How can you tell the difference between them? Generally, if they're impact rated, they seem to be fixed better at the very end in there. I don't know if you can see it. It's very hard to see for this distance on the camera. But just inside there, they're usually better finished. Whereas the one that isn't better finished on the end. I don't see if you can see it. I'll see if I can see that. Yeah, it really is hard to tell. There is actually a little ring. No, the ring ruined that one as well. It's hard to tell, but that is impact rated. This one isn't. Always when you're buying things for impact, check to make sure that they are impact rated. Right, anyway, back to what I was saying. Screwfix sell these in non-impact and impact ready, which are torsion bits, because the torsion bits, give me here, pinch you, I've got one there. The torsion bits generally have a little yellow mark around them, and they have a thinner bit there. Unlike the Bauer bits, only hard to tell. Let's have a quick look at that. Bring them into full. See if we can bring them in. Right, the one with the yellow on it is a torsion bit because it is slightly narrower on here, whereas this one's more straight. Although you could say, well, that is torsion rated. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But all I can tell you about a Bauer is, that's what that is. A Bauer are bringing out a new range. They're having to. Problem: Impacts has jumped in power just recently, in about the past 8 months. They've jumped up to about 200 Newton meters of torque. That's a lot of power, and that's a lot of power, by the way, in a tiny little chuck like this as well. I was listening to somebody on YouTube, and he was going on about this, that how much power and how much strain are they putting on these, eventually these are going to start breaking, and I imagine they would. However, manufacturers probably know what they're doing, but 200 Newton meters of torque is a lot of power. Especially, this is why they're all starting to uprate. Their bit and the bowers bring a whole new range as well on these. Now, as I was saying, let's get this on with good old Screwfix. Screwfix sell these in two sets, non-impact and impact. Me and my son were looking at some of the reviews, what people have put down. Somebody bought a whole load with these which weren't impact rated and started going on about it and giving it welly. It's not Screwfix's fault. They did clearly state for screwdrivers, and that's the other giveaway. If they say the bits are for screwdrivers, then fine, that's what they're for. They're not impact rated. If they say impact on them, that means they are impact rated. And it was on them that they were. Point. The Screwfix at the time were selling these at £7 when they were selling the other ones at around about £6. So what happens? You go out and they buy the cheap ones, thinking they're impact rated, and they're not. Well, buyer beware. Don't start complaining about it when you buy the wrong things. So anyway, again here, I think now they're about 10, and you get this bit with it, and you get a box of, how many is in a box? Well, they're 25mm PZ2. I don't know, I think they're about 50, 40 in a box. I haven't got a clue. I mean, yeah, you can see how many I've been through. I mean, been through quite a few of them. And the box is getting pretty empty now. So anyway, move on again from there. Alright, that goes back, and I'm going to use that anyway. Put this away, we don't need that one. In you go. Right, now this here, what's this? Ah, this was something I had a look at. I wondered what it was. It's 76mm in length. The normal ones, which was in this box here, right, this box, that one, they're usually about 50 odd mil in length, somewhere about there. Well, this is 76mm in length. But if you're the type of person that only uses the same size screw, whether it be PZ2 or PZ3 or PH, whatever, or even torsion, this is quite a good buy. This number on this one is, if I'm going to find it, clever stuff. I had the number, serial number of this last night. Ah, there it, no, that's not it. Bad me. Oh, there it is. Right, what this is for the screw gun. And what it has inside this bit here, it has a ring inside, and when it grabs the bit in there, you're not going to be getting that bit out in a hurry. You're going to need a pair of pliers to pull it out. Sometimes with some of these, after a while they get loose, and you've got a bad habit that when you come off it, you leave the head still sitting. Look, the screw here, yeah. You leave the head still sitting in the screw like that, and I bet you some of you have done that before, and it gets rather annoying. However, if you buy this one, that's for the actual DeWalt screw gun, which is very robust actually, it doesn't happen with it. So why have I got it? Well, I wondered what it was, why it was so different, why it was such a different price. And that's what it's for really. And we don't really use it, to be honest with you, because we change the bits over quite regularly, and as we do that, it's not good to us. We've got to find a pair of pliers to get it off. So it's a bit of a waste of space really, to be honest with you. But again, we'll put that one away. We're finished with that now. And then of course we've done DeWalt, and of course DeWalt do a very, very special one. They do magnetic bit holders. Clarify. Magnetic bit holders and magnetic screw holders are different. This is a magnetic bit holder, right, with a difference. It actually angles. This is impact rated, by the way. I've used it once, I tried it out, and I didn't really like it. And when I bought another DeWalt kit, I ended up buying another one of them with it. And as I said, we don't actually use them. There are other ways to get in at angles. Mind you, I'm glad we've got it, because someday we'll probably need it. And there it is there. This has got it here. If you're looking for impact rated bits, generally the impact, where's my scribe? It's back. Where's my scribe? Easier, anyway. Right, so you can see, show you. Impact rated bits usually have a curve around there like so, usually, and it's a good indication right? That is, because generally this is where they break. I've had one break on these, and I'll get round to all this in a minute or two, right? So again here, buyer beware. And it's quite good. This is impact rated. You could leave it in your impact all the time if you wanted, but I wouldn't. It's a bit too heavy for my taste buds. But it's a solid, robust thing. I've looked at reviews on this and they say it's okay. But for my taste buds, bit big, bit heavy, not really bothered with it. So where did this one come from? It came with that box there, I'll put it back in. How about that? Get rid of it. I'll get more about this box here in a minute or two before I move on. Right, let's put some of this stuff away just now, get rid of it, clear off because we don't know where we are. So of course now that we've got the Milwaukee Surge, where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Right, missed part of conversation. Right, anyway, the wall was going very good with us until eventually I bought the Milwaukee. Until I bought the Milwaukee Surge hydraulic drive, and I thought I'd do a sound test. And I thought I'd do the sound test with this Makita. It's only 10 volts, it's 130 newtons of torque versus 50 newtons of torque, but it's hydraulic drive, it's completely different. And as I've just seen a review on it by somebody on YouTube, I won't mention names because, well, he might not like me mentioning his name on my little video show thing, so I won't. But he showed me this has got a lot more power than even what I thought. Very controllable though, very nice. Okay, cool. It's probably one of the most powerful impacts we actually have in the house now, to be honest with you. Anyway, never mind that. When I was setting up the sound test, I was using 50mm length bits, which are these ones here. This is mainly what we use a lot. We don't really use these box sets now. This is what we use, these things a lot. Alright, they're very good. And I must admit, we've got quite a lot of these left over. In fact, to be honest with you, we didn't lose very many of them. The year we were using the Bosch impact, I asked my son this and he goes, well, I can't remember breaking any. And I don't think we did break any. Until this impact here came along. Remember I said this thing is rated at 130 Newton meters of torque. And the Bosch certainly has got more. But the Bosch is a light hitter, it's not a heavy hitter. It's a bit of a tapper if you like. This must be a hard hitter. Because in basically 3 days, we're doing a bit of a sound test to try and find out which impact I wanted to use and how I was going to do it. This impact managed to break 4 bits. 3 were DeWalt's and 1 was a Stanley. Ah, you got to say, so DeWalt's crap then. Well, not exactly. The fact was, the bits themselves came out of screwdriver sets. What I found was, because the boys don't carry a lot of their equipment around with them, it meant they were always taking mines away or coming to me to get stuff. So what I decided to do was, and I'll show you, each kit round the house, or we take out with us, such as screwdriver kits, depending on what size we're using, I made up little sets like this, and I only put the sizes in the screw boxes that you would need, whether it was say a T20 or a T25, a PH2 or a PZ2. They were the only things I actually put in. So it meant all the screw boxes, right, that had different screws in them had, and I've lost it, had these in them. So it meant they were all used. And of course, I got a bit rapdash with this impact, because this one, I bought this one 3 months before Christmas. The Surge was a month before Christmas. Anyway, I bought this. We didn't really use it that much. It was just an impact. So what? We used to using impacts. But what I was doing was, when I was coming down on top of the screw head, I'll just give you a little demonstration if I can. Alright. I'll pop this in with this just now. I'll just pop this in. So far anyway. When I was doing the test, what I did was, right, I lined them up like this. And I was going rat bash quick. And it means when you go rat bash quick, you sort of, sometimes, I see that time it did, you sometimes don't sit directly on top. So what I was doing was, I was activating the trigger. And it was spinning round quickly, coming down on top of it, And as all the bits I was using were all basically the older bits that we had around the house for about a year, and there were quite a few of them, I must admit, with all the different sets, I started breaking them. This, for my taste buds, is actually quite a hard hitter. And he actually took, as I said, 3 DeWalt bits, like, get it back, these chucks of here. Right, it broke 3 of them. One of them, it actually just took the wing clean off with my scribe. See the little wing in there, these, he actually took one of them right off. Still worked, but it was no good, because obviously what was going to happen. And of course, well, that was no good, so they got thrown, and Stanley took the tip right off it, which I haven't got any of the Stanley bits floating about. They are in here, right? So anyway, I'll leave that in there, it's not causing any trouble, so I'll just leave it. No, I won't, I'll take it out. No, I mean, I'll go and do something stupid. See, did it again. Wasn't sitting on it right and just activated. Yeah, so that's how you break your bits, doing that as well. So anyway, I bought these Milwaukee bits. I had to think what they were. Milwaukee bits, right? I thought, well, I've got a Milwaukee impact and a Milwaukee screwdriver down there, well, combi drill. I thought, well, let's try Milwaukee out. I cannot comment on Milwaukee. All I'll say is £8 for 10, damn good value. Whereas you buy 5 in a pack. Find it. Can I find it? Not. Can I find it? Yeah. This. They were PZ. Come on, PZ2s. You get 5 in a box, right? They're not actually that in at the moment. There's something else in there. Forget them. They're oddballs. And they were, believe it or not, I think about £10. So hang on a minute. Yeah, you can get them cheaper though. You can get that down to 8, but you only get 5. Well, you only get 10. Well, 10 is good, isn't it? You get 10 for your £8, and then, as again, shop about. Don't just jump in and just buy things. Look around, see if you can get the price down for them first, because there's no point paying loads of money. And then, going off what I was saying before, believe this or not, I mean, I've just had a brand new PZ3 break on me, just totally and utterly disintegrate. I mean, and that was through a drill, that wasn't even in an impact. However though, right, we've got to move this on. Them I can't comment on if they're good or bad or what. I can put these away as well. We don't need them. That's wrong back. It's right close for them. What's this? We don't need that. Right. So, a bit back, I actually splashed out and I started buying these bits here. These are by, I believe it's called Way, W-I-H-A, right? The reason is, I don't know whether I'm pronouncing these things right or wrong, right? These ones here. Now, this, believe it or not, is actually 3 years old. And it was in one of the kits, and we did use it quite extensively. Noise, not a lot of wear on it. And we did use this, we used this quite a lot. Why? Simple. You can pay £3.50 just for one of them. And you can pay, right, 10 is it? Put £10, £12 just for 5 25mm PZ3. PZ2. I use a lot of PZ2s. And now we're switching to these because we're finding that these aren't breaking. The other one that isn't, and is absolutely damned well amazing, and I mean we really have gave this some stick, right, is this. This is Makita Gold. When I heard about Makita Gold I went, yeah, right, oh boy, yeah, Makita Gold. Very, very good. And as you can see, quite a lot of wear. We've used that. I would say we've used both of these as much as each other now, because we actually experimented a lot with this one. We couldn't believe it. We were actually trying to break it, but it wouldn't break. And that was even sliding it in and being stupid way and doing dumb things. It just wouldn't break. I see, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, I'll bring it a bit closer. And yet, very little wear, and you can see the wear on that one. That's just because the gold's coming off it. And of course it comes in this very handy little kit here, this one, with a bit. I'll explain about this just now. Yeah, wait. Now, bit holders and bit holders now. This is what we're moving to now. These bits are all torsion rated, right? So, before I move on to them, if you want to know what the best bits are, you're going to have to go Waiha, W-I-H-A, and you're going to have to go Makita Gold. This one here, I've never actually used this one. It sits in a different box out of the way. It was a bit pricey. I shouldn't have really bought it, but well, what the hell. And of course you got this. This is a magnetic bit holder on here. You pull this off to relieve this. This is well impact rated, this. And of course the bits when they go into it are very tight. That is tight on that, I must admit. They're not coming out. Yeah, they've got it inside there. They've got a little clip inside. Right. We have another one in the toolbox downstairs. It's actually worn now. I'm not going to push it in because the chances are I'll probably get the bloody thing back out again. Anyway, you don't have to use it with the magnetic bit on it. These magnetic bits work a lot better. I'll use that. No, I won't. I'll use this one for it. I'm going to have to put one in. Oh God, wait, that is tight. About it. Get in. That's good. Right. These magnetic bits work a lot better. Right, push it back on again. With the bigger screw size, which are 5 by whatever it is you're actually using at the time. They go in, they work quite effective. Give me a surge, we'll just get a quick demonstration. Oh. Right, full speed. Right, pop it on. There was where the original hole was. Pop it on, and this goes in like that. Problem is, it takes a little bit to start though. Right, now I reckon the surge is very good at actually starting bits off. Let's try that again. Actually it did. It did start that very good, I must admit. Right, that's how the magnetic bits work. We don't really use the magnetic bits a lot. We do if we've countersunk in. Why do we countersink then? Countersinking because the work I have to do, or the work I do, right, it's on show. The screws are on show. You can't just slam a screw in, otherwise it sometimes breaks the wood round about it. These modern day screws, you shouldn't really have to countersink. But I do, because if it breaks the wood, it means it's going to give me more work at the end of the day, because I might have to put a bit of filler into that broken bit and all the rest of it to hide it. So we found just countersink it with a pilot hole in it, which will get one for you here. So now, it's too small, here's a big one. Right, like this. That's a countersink. And of course, as a consequence to it, when you do this, I'll just give a quick demonstration on how easy it is, of course. Right. No. That was too big. Sorry, my fault, that's no good. Can't use that one, I'll have to use a smaller one. Right, I'll just go on about this set in a minute or two. Right. Alright, done. Right. I'm not supposed to make a mess up here, but I am. Right, put that away. Right. Back to the magnetic bit. Right, here's a bit here. This is where these come into their element. There is a problem with them though. I'll explain that in a minute or two. Right. So of course, now that we've got a good countersunk hole, it's dead simple. Should be in place, and it is. Yeah, you get to know. Makes life a lot easier. And that's when these are in their element, and that's when we really prefer using them. Rather than starting off, because they can slip off. Although this is a good one. I'll show you some of the crappier ones. And I've got one here. Right. Oh. See? Guess what? I'm going to get another bit. Oh no, I got it out. I don't want that one anyway. I'll put this back on. Right. Oh, interesting story about this. Somebody on YouTube decided to find out, is there any difference between these torsion bits? Because what torsion bits are supposed to do, they flex on this bit here, that yellow bit. And of course this is torsion rated as well, and this has got a torsion bar on it. And what it was he was using one of these with a torsion bit in there, and what I found was you're not 0.4 of a second. Oh, right, oh no, that's in the wrong bit. You're not 0.4 of a second slower by using torsion bits. I just thought I'd add that in, but he was using a torsion bit here and a torsion bit there, so he had actually doubled up in the torsion. So as I said, if you use grade A to steal, right, bits, you should be fine. You should be able to get away with it. I can't answer that, but as I said, my son's still using them and he hasn't actually broken them. Wore them a bit, but he hasn't broken them. Right. This is the way. This is this where? Yeah, this is where. W-A-R-E. Now, I was getting these two companies, Way and Ware, confused. They're different companies. Right, this has got an impactor. Right, the beauty is with this bit, if we get the PZ too, it's actually pretty magnetic itself. It is rated as magnetic. This is a magnetic bit holder that actually holds magnetic screws. This is the whole point. This is a magnetic bit holder, and here, that's all it is. It's a magnetic bit holder, right? So anyway, magnetic bit holders, right, and magnetic screw bits are different. So however, how does this one work? Actually, the work is good. I'm going to be a bit rat bash with this, and I'm just going to shove it in, and I'm going to show you. Well, would help. Try it again. No, would help when we're going in the right direction. I'll do it again. This time I'll have the screw go in the right direction. Actually, I don't know, but I've got it handy, and I still reckon that sort screws off a lot better. It's working. I would have said it wasn't that good because I tried it out before, but of course I'm trying it out with the Bosch and things like this. However, it's working. Yeah, this is the impact. Now, price wise, shop on this one. You can pick it up for £10, or it's going to cost you 12, or it's going to cost you even more than that. Amazon again, the Amazonian channel, as I like to call it. Very, very good, I have to admit. Now, we've jumped the gun actually, but it doesn't matter. Now, this piece here is not impact rated. It is a magnetic bit, but it's rubbish. What we use this for is the sacrifice bit. If we think we're going to damage a bit by going into somewhere tight and all this, that's why it's got a scratch on it. We're not bothered. These bits are dirt cheap. And I mean, they are dirt cheap. In fact, they came with sets. I think this is the last one left, to be honest with you. Right, yeah, I think it is. Right. So anyway, that is rubbish. But, coming off you, this, ooh, nice extension. Believe it or not, we buy these out of Wicks. We've all got them, and we have a spare one in one of the other toolboxes as well. The reason is they're a good length, and at the time they were cheap. I mean, these are about £5, and we get them out of Wicks. They're not impact rated, but we have used them. We don't use them all the time though, meaning we don't leave them in the guns. If we need them, we use them, and then we put them back in our pockets again. And we generally always have a bit in them, and it usually is PZ2. Because that's usually what we work on, PZ2. We use torsion as well, which is star drive, or TX, whatever they want to call them. That's, I suppose I better show you. I've got one bit, but yeah, which are these, the star drive bits. And again, that one was bought at the same time as, getting all pieces all over the place here, as this one. And this has been used quite extensively as well, and it hasn't really shown that much wear. They are absolutely unbelievable. You will pay for these. Oh, screw fix. You can maybe get them online a bit cheaper, but I've never bothered. To be honest with you, I never bothered with them. I don't really know how much they are now actually, because the fact is, they keep on going. Right then, back to these, for length. Also screw fix to a shorter one, which is in here. I'll pull that one out, yeah, right. This is a screw fix short version, or say, this one. And as you can see, what a difference. These are about £3 these, right? Whether they're impact rated or not, we don't know. But, well, we've got one here ready for when that one breaks. This one, it hasn't broken yet. Anyway, we haven't destroyed it. So I'll pop this one back in again, just to make absolutely sure. Always handy to put them away because I'm getting too much stuff cluttered about the table. And I'm looking for things, I can't find them. Oh my God, where are they all? Put this away, isn't it? Right, wrong box, that's one, that's one. I'll show you this one and give a quick rundown on that as well. Right, where are we up to again? I've gotten lost here now. We're putting that, oh yeah, these, the long ones. Then of course, we can do some back. Finally I find these Milwaukee. Why Milwaukee? Because no, it's because these were cheap. These are about £8. And again here, these have the little metal ring inside there to hold the bits in. So we bought 2 of these, and I find fault in my hand. Eventually we will buy the boys them, and we will replace these. Although I don't know why, because they're still going. And as I said, at the moment, what's the point? Because they are still all going. But then again, I can push these into the sets so that just in case we need them, we've got them at hand. But I can't say anything about this. Is it any good? Don't know, because we've only just got it. So button back in there. Right. So what else have we got? Back to W-I-H-A. Right. Couple of bits off them. Right. This is a magnetic bit off them, which that one. What is it? So I mean, we're all cluttered over. Nah, this one. Right. Oh, and I showed you the Makita Gold. Right. I do like the Makita Gold actually, but it's a bit expensive just to muck about with it and let the boys mess it up. Oh, that's funny. How do you class it down? Yeah, as I said, a nice little button at the side to open it. Like, yeah, flicks up. And you get the bits with it as well, so it's okay. It's pricey though. I think that was about 18 quid that. Right, yeah, I was a bit daft with money on that one. Right, this one. We need a bit. Come here if you want. Right, again here. It's another bit. This bit is a magnetic screw bit. So, great. Oh, we'll just use this screw. There we go. Oh, right, I'll show you how it works. Push the bit in, go on like that, and you bring that up on it. Do that, and it falls off. You see? It's actually quite good, right? There's a reason for this, why it does this, and I'll show you. Yeah, there's a reason for it. It's gone south, it's fallen off the end. That's a good magnetic bit, isn't it? Right, we'll just use this screw. Right, now that it's on, put it on, do that with it. Right? And remember, right, disaster. Lost a bit. Where's it gone? He wouldn't be a live show if it didn't have calamities. Right. Let's get this right. I'm not blooperizing it. This is going out as it is, I'll tell you. Right. I almost lost it again. Right. Start again. Is this, just make sure this is in right. Yes, it's in right this time. It won't fall out. Right. 10. Quite simple. You put it on. Pop it in. Slam it. And remember, make sure you go in the right direction. And again, it starts off no problem at all. So, as you're going down, the problem is you can't actually tell exactly how deep you're going. Oh, wait a minute. Fantastic. Oh, this is going great. Another disaster. We're in tap mode. Right? Straight into place, you know where you're going. Right? That's how simple that is. You don't have to do that, but it helps. They are actually one of the better bits, I have to admit. Right? I'll have to get their screws out as well. But as I said, we don't really use them that much, right? But here's the comedy one, this one. Oh, this is a cracker, this. It does actually give you a warning. We were reading a review on it before we bought it, right? It would be better if we had a drill to do it. He says, whatever you do, don't put the chuck. I'll get the drill on this. I'll get the drill. No. Right. It's funny. Talk about being idiots, right? I'll do it just to appease you all. Right? There we go, right? We had the bit in it at the time. We thought, right, let's get it out. Right. You got to pull it back, but if you don't have this right up against it, you can't pull it back. We were like, well, that's bloody useless, isn't it? Like, and my son goes to us, well, he did say in that review, don't shove it that far forward. I said, well, that's true. That's us again, Koto. Right, it's in. You just push it in, it goes in. It's not a magnetic bit holder or anything. It goes in, right? And how you release it is you do that. I'll show you. You pull it back there, right at the end. It's quite a handy thing actually, quite good. for quick changing. But remember, if you're using a drill, don't put it all the way right up, because you can't use it after that. Yeah, we got caught out with it, and it was in the review. It was red tees, so I want myself to blame. And it does work on impacts. Look, I'll show you. Oh yeah, it doesn't work in the Bosch, by the way. So don't buy it for the Bosch. That's the hybrid Bosch, right? Right. So that's that one. I'll put these away now. We don't need them. Is there any others? Yeah, there is. Right. Now we come to another La Creme de la Creme. This is a bit pricey, this one. Right. Where does this one go? Oh yeah, I know where that one goes. Right. Get rid of them. Now we come to where? W-E-R-A. No, I'll say that again. W-E-R-A. This is in it wrong. Right, this one. Wow, what doozy this is. What's this? Nice bit, but by it weighs a ton. Impact rated to start with. Right. That one I just showed you with a bit there. I don't think it's impact rated, by the way. I forgot to add that in. Right. This one. Okay then, let's get it in. I'm going to take out some of these bits as well. Now I'm going to show you something. Right, it's in there. Right. Okay. How do you get this bit? How do you pull this one out? Then it's the others. Right. Quite a strong magnet, it holds it with. Now I'll show you. I'll take this screw out. Hang on a minute, what did I do? Alright, magnetic bits are also very handy for taking screws out. I'll just show you that again. Yup, muffler. See? Not coming off either. Right, this actually locks in place. You can either have this activated, right, or not activated. I'll show you. I'll put the screwdriver impact the right direction. And again. And notice that time I didn't pull it back when I should have. However, fine, just 'cause I'm not used to them. And as I said, I'll do that again just to show you. Right? Oh. Okay. There you are. Very strong on this one, right? But this cost me £14. Not bad, still a bit rough, never mind. It's not properly seated either, but don't worry. Right, I'm going to rip these out now using the magnet thing again. It was expensive, this bit, but that's my fault, I'm doing that. Right then. It is expensive, as I said. It's a bit heavy, to be honest with you. So it just really lives in the box. It lives with a different set, just in case I use it. I have no real reason to use it. Now we're going to move to some of the others. We've actually gotten through this pretty quick, actually. I have to admit. Right. Now we move to these. Now, this one and this one. Right, these two. These come in different lengths. You're not stuck with the same length. Now, originally, if I could find it. Oh, come on, stop it. Where are you? Come and see here. All the same, we try to find something, you know, when you find it. Oh, yeah. I'm sure. Right. There's that. I thought that was weird. No. Ah, there's there. Right, here we go. Right. Aha. Right. Good. This is a magnetic screw holder. Right. That's a magnetic bit holder. Right. And guess what? Again, here we had a disaster, and this time it was me that did the main disaster. I jammed a bit, one of the batten bolts into the wall. I got my son for no drilling deep enough. Well, I didn't clean it out correctly. I just went in and just threw it in, and I jammed it. I had a hell of a job getting it out. Don't forget, this piece here had been used quite extensively. And what happened was, I loosened it off. So I checked up eventually after buying replacements for them, this one and this one here. This is not a magnetic bit holder as such, and this is not a magnet one. I'll show you how it works. Take your bit, you push it in, right? Strike the in, it's not coming out, you'll never get it out until you do that, until you pull it up like so, and the bit just comes out, right? Okay. But this is a magnetic bit. We broke it. In actual fact, there was a DeWalt drill that actually finished this off. That's the third time I've said this. And just finished it clean, and just that was it. Now, it doesn't say that they're not magnetic, sorry, they're not impact rated, but it doesn't say they are magnetic rated. And we have used this a lot. But once again, I broke the rule. If it stops turning, back off and try something else, because you're going to break something. Well, hence I broke that, end of story. And that's what happens when you use impacts and they stop turning and they're hammering away, something's going to break. Now, are these any good? Well, I suppose I might as well show you this one working. Let's see what I can do wrong with this one. See, loose again all the time. We'll get the old surge back out again. It's nice being able to use an impact now along with a camera because of the noise, right? Same old story, pop it on, it grabs it straight away, comes down, and of course this time you can't really pull this one up out of the way. You put up with that one, I just showed you, right? And it does it no problem at all. And once again, these bits never used to work that good. They're working a lot better with the hydraulic drive from Milwaukee, the Surge. I must admit, I'm quite impressed with that. Anyway, these bits, who knows, we might start using them again, because they are actually working a lot better with that. They don't seem to work as well with the normal impacts. Right then, and these. Now, these value vary between 10, 12 and upwards. Shop for them. But be warned and remember, these are not actually magnetic bit holders. This is a magnetic screw holder, this is just a bit holder, right? And they're from where? W-E-R-A, right? The reason why I spell them out to you, because just in case I'm saying them wrong. If I'm saying them wrong, I'm going to be in trouble, right? So I'm just saying it, and that's why I'm spelling them out. They're all different brands. They do them in kits as well, umpteen bits. But generally they are expensive. They're not cheap when you buy the kits. And I'll come to one of the main kits and why we bought it, and I'll explain it. Was this one, right? We went for this because we needed something, right, to go with us. I'm not going to try to take it and shove it all forward, but things are altering. Nowadays, impacts are taking on a lot more roles nowadays. These fit into the chuck. They make fantastic little drills, do impacts. These are actually a Bauer bits. This is a masonry bit for drilling in masonry with an impact. This is 6mm. It's by Bosch, which is here, right? Now I bought these first and they weren't cheap. They're not brilliant, believe you me, this system, but they can get you a trouble spot. If you've got this and you've got your bits with, and you can't find a masonry bit, yeah, can't find a masonry bit, they're all masonry bits there, and they're all just drill bits, and they're Stanley bits in there and all, and various odds and ends, plus that's the angle, of course, yeah, we know that, that's the angle bit, and I've got some SDS bits in there. They were actually tic-tac boxes with screws in them. I don't need them in there. And as I said, they make fantastic little drills. Masonry, no, I'm sorry, they're not that good. I'll get around to these in a minute, right? But for drilling wood, pilot holes, all the rest of it, they're absolutely brilliant. They're fast. I mean, nowadays the drill is getting further, and your combi drill is getting further and further pushed out, to be honest with you. And if the noise level of the surge keeps down, who knows, it might redeem itself, impacts. And I'm going to just get rid of this just now. Now, I paid 55 for this. I know I paid 55 for it because I wasn't paying the prices that they were asking. I wanted the SDS set, but I didn't. I got the normal masonry set. Okay, fine, right? But it was 55, and I'm a bit annoyed that I ended up getting the wrong set. Screw fix, 70 quid for it. But online, be warned, they try to sell this for over 100 quid. It ain't worth it. Okay? Now, Still not finished yet. We're holding bits. Now we'll come to the wall. We'll come to my little setup. Right, this is mine. Nobody else touches it except me. You tight person, I know. Right? Oh, I'll still show you how they work, so that's okay. Now, the only other ones I want to show you how what the magnetic bits it is this one. Ah, now I would say these are no good. These are rubbish. This is the Walt's attitude. Take what magnetic bits. You pull it off. See how it's shaped like this, right? This bit here pushes on, like that. It goes on. And you take your screw and you put your screw on, like so. Now I'm going to use the slightly bigger screw. Where was that bigger screw gone? Now that it is. Oh, of course, one went south, didn't it? Or was it north? Oh, I'll use this one. Anyway, right? It's on. Let's use the such. These are pretty rubbish actually, but then again, you might redeem itself. Oh, it is in right. There we are. Right? Got a different spot. I didn't see that. I'll just pop it. Alright. See, it's picked up the wood there. That gives me extra work, is that. Anyway, that's why we countersink. Right? So, this is the Walt's sort of semi-answer to again, quickness. This basically only really works with the Walt, but it does work with the TX range or the Star Drive range it is off, right? So that's another plus. That's what's on these. This is, as I said, this is my setup, right? This is the one that I use because I know where everything is at that particular point. I have different various bits in here. I have the spare Makita Gold in there as well, and I have a little, is it the WH group? Yeah, WIHA. Way, I think it is a oh god, who knows. Anyway, I have these bits in here, but there's one more bit I've got to show you, right? I've showed you the Waltz and all the rest of it, right? They're varied as heck. Look at me Sparks. Sparks screws. Sparks have their own little thing here. Let's see if I can show you, right? On there, it's like a Star Drive, that's a T20, but it has a little pimple on top, and that little pimple, no, it doesn't mean to say it's going to hold it on there. It won't hold it. But what it does is, it makes it very rigid on the end, and I'll show you. I need a bit holder for this. Which one? Anything in particular? Oh, I should lay that away. Wait a minute, I'm just going to lay this away before it gets mixed up with the good ones. Go in there, you're broken. Right, let's just pop it on this one. Right, that's in. Give me a Milwaukee. Right, as I said, you have to hold this to put it into place. But once it's in there, it's very stubborn and it's not coming out easy. Right. And that was one of your so-called special bits that you don't have to countersink in place. And look what he's done to the wood. Plicked it, and plicked it. So I mean, this is why we end up countersinking, because it just means that'll have to be sanded off now if it was actually going to be on show. Because a lot of my work is on show. A lot of people see it. So anyway, I'll keep that safe, that bit. That's Sparks. The only problem is though, I can't tell you where to get the Sparks bits online. Sparks screws, they don't always do them with that type of TX20 head. They normally do them in PZ2 size or sometimes PZ3. But it's a shame because it's a brilliant system. All you got to do is put it on, put it to there, and off you go. You don't have to hold the screw, which eventually, if you put in a lot of screws, your hands get rough through it, I must admit. But I'll leave that in there. I know where it is, because otherwise the boys will just lose it, like lose everything. Right. Now, the one thing I was going to show you was, how does this work? Okay, fine. Now, I'll show you how the dum-dums use it, first of all. We're in, right? We've got a bit in there, we've got a second hand bit. We'll use a new bit, we'll use a second hand bit. Right. How does this work? We'll use, now, there's a problem with these. I'll just check. I don't think it works. That's not good. Anyway, come on, give us this. No, I can't grab this. I don't think this actually works. I was right. It doesn't work with 5mm screws. This only works with roughly screws with 4mm, maybe 4.5 and under, right? Because you see, you can't. You just push it off the end. It doesn't work, right? You've got to use the thinner screws. So what I do is pop on, take 2, pull it down. Going the right way. Activate it. And some of them think, oh, that's that. Yeah, and where's the screw now? Oh, the screw's disappeared away into the wood. Alright, let's do it right this time. Right. We'll do it right this time. Right, what you do is right, you see how I lifted that up? I'll show you again. Right? But I'm not putting this in here. These are all going to be fresh holes. I'll come along here and show you. Can you see it there? Can you see it here? See it there? I see it there, right. Yeah, remember, stick it on, pull it down. Lift it up. I can do this quicker. I'll do this one a lot quicker. Right? There we go. It's not quite flush. You get the idea? Go in like that, and once you get it spinning and you're on, and you know you're in good and you've got a good grip, lift it up and do that. That's it, done. So simple. That's how they work. You don't pull it down and go in with a thing like this. Otherwise, you don't know how deep you're putting the screw into place. And I know people that actually will argue with you about that and say, no, that's how you do it, that's how you do it. And then you show them, and they'll look at you as if you're some type of thing for an alien. See, I just didn't. Right. There you go. Right. I think now I've showed you and went through everything. Probably I've lost you on a lot of you on some of this stuff, right? Well, I'm sorry about that, but that's what life's like. How do you think I felt when I first started on impacts 6 years ago? Not knowing I got a damn thing. Why did I buy impacts? Well, I'd heard them on sites previous to this, quite a bit actually on site. And I thought, why are they using impacts? Anyway, eventually, I was at Morrison's one day. Get in. Stupid thing. Right? And what happened was, the bloke was in repairing the door up at Morrison's. And had this big round door and it kept breaking down. Anyway, he was in fixing it. Had a metal panel on it. He came along with his impact. I can't remember what type of impact, probably Makita. And he just went zoom, 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 zoom like that. Took all the screws out with it, again, went back up and did it. Gathered up all the screws and he put them in a little box like that. Lifted the plate off and he was in. And I went, right, that's it. Came home, went up to home base. And immediately, because it was quick and easy, purchased this. Paid way over the odds for the Stanley Fat Marks. But at the end of the day, he got his started and he got his to know roughly what was going on in the world, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And all of us did. Because it's nice. Impacts have no, like a screwdriver, when you put a screw in it, it's a pretty thick one. You want to rip out your hands. Impacts you don't. You can use them one-handed and get the job done. So, fair play. And impacts are in. But unfortunately, that style of impact, which is noisy, and I'm going to do it now. I'll tell you what, I'm going to use this rubbish bit to do it, just to save, probably end up breaking it like. Use the standard screw that I've been playing about with, nothing fancy about it, and this is why. Alright, we'll try a thicker screw. This has got some blinking power in it, I'll tell you. We'll try this one. Alright. See? That's why we don't use normal impacts now. I can't do this test with impacts. That's why the surge works. Difference in noise, unbelievable. And that's why impacts are a pain in the backside, because of the noise. They're alright if you're using them, but everybody else round about you hates them. Even if you're somebody like me that loves impacts, you just hate the sound of them if you're not actually using one. Right then. If I haven't covered it now, that's it. I'm not going to go on about it anymore, because that's it. We're done. I've showed you what's all out there. I've showed you roughly how things work and what's hot, what's not. Really and truly, they're all pretty darn well good. And I do admit I've had a bit of a failure with the DeWalt bits recently. But hang on a minute, I mean, we've got DeWalt bits scattered all over the place now, right? We kits here, there and everywhere. And they've all took stick, and my son's got a bad habit. I'll show you this one. I'll put this back in, right? Because we use this one. He's got a really bad habit that when he's using the impact, yep, that's right, yeah, I am at that angle, I am. Flipping like hell. That's my son. Anyway, I think the battery's going flat on this, so we're going. Yes, unfortunately, the battery did run out on his last night, just at the last bit. But anyway, I had noticed I've missed these things out, which are the masonry bits which fit into the impact. I'll do a review on these once the weather actually warms up, and it's warmer out, meaning outside. There is a bloke at the minute, he has done a review on the DeWalts, right? The DeWalts are actually quite long. The Bosch are relatively shorter. Let's see, can we have a comparison? Okay, we will. We'll get the 6s out and we'll show you the differences. Once I can remember, we open this. Right, change the 6. That's 6. Right, that's a DeWalt 6, and this is a Bosch 6. Right, I'll do a review on these, as I said, but there is somebody at the minute. He has actually done a review on these. Well, these ones. Problem is, these are about £5 to £6, the DeWalts. These are very expensive. They're about £16 for what they are. So, you better buy the DeWalt to try them out. But really, they're only really for helping you along. They're not really for major mainline work, using them all the time. Because they don't go in that quick, to be honest with you. As I said, they're just a bit of a backup for us. That's all we use them for. So, anyway, is there anything else? Well, apart from the fact is, yes, I do realise I did cut my head off last night. That's because I had to bring the camera right in close as well. And you're actually only supposed to be looking at the bits, not so much looking at me. So, I'm not bothered with cutting my head off. And the other problem is, the camera I'm using decided to break them up into little blocks, so now I've got to go and join them all together now. So as the battery ran out last night, I thought, well, to put away another lot of mistakes and everything, I've just left them in. I'm not bothered. Well, we always like a bit of a laugh anyway. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope I didn't waffle on too much. I mean, there's a lot to cover there, a lot of different bits out there in the marketplace, to be honest with you. So, as I say, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, because I could do with some more subscribers, to be honest with you. And I hope in some ways I've helped you to make up your mind on certain things. And as I say, really and truly, it's how you actually treat the bits themselves to how you're going, what you're going to get out of them. If you've got to be rat bash with them, like me at times, and break them, then it's got to be your own fault. But really and truly, the bits themselves can take a lot of stick like. So anyway, bye now, and I'll see you on the next video, which, yeah, there are quite a few comical ones where I'll mess up in. Okay then, bye.